Welcome!
I got my buddy Max here doing the announcing as well as the modeling for this lovely Kinstretch input for you that's going to be sort of centered around a few positions for breathing that can be super relieving and relaxing for your low back area, kind of just above your pelvis. So that's sort of our target area. This class also is going to feature two grades to it, meaning the first chunk of the class can be done probably at any time, no matter how you're feeling, and just really help as a reset. And then depending on how that first chunk goes, and I'll guide you on this, we could then move into the second part of the class where we add a little bit of that strength input. In terms of props, we're going to be working on the floor, but you're definitely going to need some wall space to put your feet on when you're laying on the floor. I'm gesturing here because we're going to use this as both the wall and as a little seat. So that's the other thing you're going to need at one point in the class is a little surface about seat height that you can rest your leg on while you're inside lying. You got some other props here. We're also going to need a round something. So a foam roller works great, especially the shorter ones, or we'll just use the water bottle today, which also works nicely. A little bit of a weight is an option, but we have 5 pounds here, and if we wanted to build up, I'd say you could use 10, 20, or even 30 pounds once this drill feels good for you, that we'll play with at the end of class. Totally fine to not use any weight at all. And always nice to have a yoga block, and I think we're good to go. So let's go ahead and dive in here with just a familiar cat-cow segmental car. Boom! And I'm going to have Max just turn to the side, yep, so we can kind of see his spine. But really, the idea here is to warm up and also to have a test movement that we can come back to retest throughout the class. So start with just about 50% effort or less, so you have plenty of awareness of what's going on in your body. And then start this motion at your tailbone, curling your tailbone under, feeling your feet and hands stay engaged with the floor, and slowly moving your spine segment by segment into flexion. Great. And take your time with it. Once your chin gets to your chest, just settle in there, check on your hands and your feet again, and take a nice breath cycle in and out, just noticing whatever there is to notice. Then let's start going the other way with the tailbone. Lifting those tail feathers, feeling some contraction in your back, but remember, we're still just warming up, so we still want just about 50% effort. Don't worry, I'll give you the signal when we want to turn things up in this class. So noticing whatever there is to notice here as you move into extension. And then once you're in extension, take that smooth inhale, exhale, not forcing a dang thing, but just feeling whatever there is to feel. And then let's do one more rep. The nice thing as we do our second rep is you can feel how the lower back is moving while the upper back is consciously and actively staying still. Just noticing how easy or difficult that is. Good. Then as your chin gets to your chest, take that moment here as well to feel your upper back is going to stay still as we generate motion through the lower back. Good. Very nice. Okay, so wrapping up those spinal cat-cow movements, we're going to go into our first side lying drill. For this one, you're going to be wanting to be near the wall on the floor, and you want to lay on your right side. Okay. As you get set up as well, make sure you have your round object, your roller or your water bottle close at hand, and then find a 90-90 shape in this side lying position, meaning 90 degrees at the knees, 90 degrees at the hips. So it's like you're sitting in a chair that has just toppled onto its side and you're still in that chair shape. Okay? So adjusting your body accordingly. As you lay here, just check in. Is your back sort of neutral or even a little rounded? That's what we want. We don't want to be way extended. Also, is your belt buckle pointing towards your knees? We don't want it pointing up to the ceiling. Okay? Last thing, are your feet solidly planted against that wall surface? Okay? If all those things are check yes, then we're going to place that round object right between the thighs, somewhere inside the knees, but make sure that you can feel a nice strong squeeze on it and it's not discomfortable to do that. That's a word, right? Just comfortable? Okay, so then to get a feel for this first, just start completely relaxed with a light squeeze on that roller or that bottle. And on your next inhale, gently pull your top knee backwards while your bottom leg stays still, which should result in that bottle rolling a bit. Then just hold that as you exhale. Next inhale, draw that knee back even further, and exhale, hold that spot. Now, if you're not feeling this already, you should be feeling this in your inner thigh on that top leg and not in your lower back. If you do feel it in your lower back, you can just start again fresh and begin an inhale, pulling that knee back. If you're staying with us and you're still feeling that inner thigh, each inhale, you're trying to draw that top knee more back. Each exhale, you're trying to feel that engagement in your inner thigh more. Doing great for 10 more seconds. Really connecting your feet on the wall and connecting with the sensation of contraction of that left inner thigh. Great work. All right, relax, let that go. Go ahead, turn over onto your other side, bring in the screen with you so that you can see. Coming onto the left side of your body now, for our first round of work on this side, you're gonna want to slip a little bit of a bolster or a block underneath your feet, and your feet are on the wall, okay? So don't be confused. This is a little wall for us, okay? When you can get those feet flat on the wall, check that your body's in that same 90-90-ish shape, hips and knees at 90-degree angle, and your back is neutral or a little bit flexed, okay? We definitely don't want to be holding extension here, okay? Scan your body, make sure you're comfortable, and then you can put that top hand on the ground for a little spinal torso stability. Okay, now this is a little weird one to get into, but it should feel, it should connect once we go through it. So go slow, we'll try a couple times. The setup is going to start with those feet flat on the wall, and you're going to drive your top leg, your right leg, forward. Okay, just try that a couple times and feel that motion. Really feel how it rotates your belt buckle towards the ground, and that's what we're trying to do. Okay, so you're rotating that belt buckle towards the ground or towards that left leg. Okay, so that's step one. Next time you do that, hold it, make sure both feet are still flat on the wall, and then lift that top knee up and out a little bit, keeping that foot flat, trying to feel your right glute area, so that right back pocket area. You feel it, Max? Great. Okay, keep that happening, keep your feet on the wall, and slowly try to draw your bottom knee towards your top thigh, holding wherever you can get to. It might be a real shaky moment, okay? Hold this and start some smooth breathing. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the mouth. Good. Now just relax down. Almost every time I show someone this drill, the first round is a little weird and the second one feels way better. So we're just gonna go ahead and take that second round and pretend it's our first one, okay? So laying on your side, feet flat on the wall, slide your right knee forward. Make sure you still feel the wall. Lift that right knee up and out, still feeling the wall. Feel the wall with your left foot as you lift that bottom knee only as high as you can towards the top knee without rolling your body onto your back or rolling your belt buckle towards the ceiling. As you're holding this now, your only job is to breathe. Out through the mouth, in through the nose, feeling that bottom inner thigh and that top leg glute. Good. 3 more smooth breaths. Do you feel your bottom inner thigh? Do you feel the wall making contact with your feet? Very important. Last one. Holding strong here, y'all. And go ahead and melt on down. Great job, okay? We're gonna go ahead and head on to the other side of your body. Awesome. Okay, coming back now to your right side lying position. So your left leg should be the top leg, bolster or block underneath your bottom foot, okay? And when you get there, make sure your feet can still be planted on the wall. And we're again gonna use that round object between the thighs. Okay, so just real quick, notice that that block or that bolster essentially biases your top hip, your left hip, into internal rotation and your bottom hip into external rotation. That's what we're trying to do here, just so you're kind of tuned in. Okay, so scan your body, make sure everything feels relaxed here. Your spine is not on, nothing's working except maybe that inner thigh tissue. Okay, now on your next inhale, squeeze that roller and draw your top knee back again, holding whatever you can get to as you exhale and contract that inner thigh. Each inhale is pulling that top leg back further. Each exhale is helping you hold and feel that sensation of contraction on your left inner thigh. Good. Nice. Surprisingly challenging drill since you're just laying here. So some work happening in your inner thigh is fine, maybe in your obliques. What we don't want is your lower back to be extending or fighting for position. Should be pretty relaxed back there for our last 10 seconds of breathing. Great stuff. Go ahead and let your body relax, lose the roller, and we'll move on. All right, nice job. So coming back to your left side for one more set of exactly what we did that first round. Both feet on the wall, bolster underneath your feet to create a little elevation here. And then get set up by making sure your pelvis is square ahead towards your bottom knee, your chest is square ahead. Okay, we don't want to be rolled onto your back at all. Set up the top leg by driving that top knee forward. Then keep in contact with the wall, lift that knee up and out so you feel your top right glute. Once that's happening, slowly start drawing your top or your bottom knee up towards that top leg, only as high as you can with that inner thigh contraction. So it's not about how high you lift, it's about how clear that contraction on your inner thigh is. Once you're holding it, you're just breathing to experience this position and get better at contracting these muscles in this position. Keep going. Strong exhale through the mouth. Smooth and calm inhale through the nose. Good. About 5 breaths, but I'll keep track of time for you. Nice, Max. Staying with it. Not letting your body shift out of this working position. Good. Last one. Can you reach that right knee up and out? Any more? Can you draw that bottom knee up towards the top thigh? Any more? Great work. And go ahead, relax your body. Awesome job. All right, so now we're going to move on to a little bit of a test, because as we give these cues to you, you might notice at some point your body really starting to either struggle or not able to do what I'm asking your body to do. If that's the case, it's actually really good information that you could share with me and we can kind of brainstorm what it might mean for you, but I definitely don't want you to blow through that, that information you're getting. Meaning, don't keep progressing through the cues if you notice that one of these cues is a real challenge for your body, okay? So here we are laying on your right side, and your left leg should be placed on the surface of a chair. Yep, and that top leg is straight, okay? Your bottom leg is bent, and your bottom toe is in contact with the wall. Now, no need to get your heel on the wall, it'll be a little tight on your ankle, but really we want to feel some solid contact with that wall. And you can see we have a block under there, that's nice, but not necessary. So if you don't have that block set up or the chair is not quite right for you, you could just feel that your foot is pushing a little off the floor, Max. Yep, but just pushing into whatever, like the leg of the chair or whatever like that. Okay, I find most couches work perfectly for this because you have a little spot to push with the bottom leg and a spot to rest the top leg. All right, I'll put that block back for you. Okay, so then to start moving through this drill, use your top hand to just feel, is your pelvis rolled back, which we don't want. Make sure it's square forward. Make sure your lower back is nice and neutral or maybe a little rounded but not extended. And then place that top hand finally on the floor in front of you for a little stability. Okay? Now, level 1 of our testing. Can you engage pressure with that bottom foot into the whatever you're using, that chair that's not going to move? If yes, you made it through level 1. Nice job. Keep that happening. Make sure you keep that pressure. And let's see level 2. Can you lift your bottom knee away from the ground while keeping pressure and while your hip stays on the floor? Okay? This should feel like a pretty clear contraction for your inner right thigh, as well as maybe the outer part of your right thigh. Okay? So feeling some work there and just checking, did you make it to level 2? Now level 3, you're going to internally rotate this top leg, meaning heel comes up or toe comes down. Okay? If you got there and nothing else shifted in your body, your lower back is still chill, you made it there. Great. Next step, can you slowly lighten that top leg while everything else stays still to feel a contraction in your top hip glute area? Okay? If that's you, our final level is sending that leg back behind you without feeling or extending your back. Hold here, take one more breath. And set that leg down, set the bottom leg down, and relax. Okay, very nice. So again, note which level you got to, and we're gonna just do one more rep of this. Once we get to the level that you're at, I want you to roughly do 5 breaths. So we're gonna kind of walk through these steps, but again, you stop at your level. Okay, so top hand, creating a little pressure in the floor, making sure your pelvis is square. Level 1, engage your bottom foot pressure into the wall. Level 2, float that bottom knee away from the ground, finding your inner thigh contraction. Level 3, internally rotate your top legs for heel higher than toe. Level 4, float that leg without kicking into your back and without bending your knee. Level 5, extend that leg behind you only as far as you can without bending your knee or extending your back. Max is going to get on 5 breaths. Strong exhales, smooth inhales through the nose. Exhales through the mouth, inhales through the nose. Stay with it, feeling that bottom leg inner thigh, top leg glute. 10 seconds, y'all. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good. So that might have been a little less than 5 breaths, a little more than 5 breaths. No worries. The idea is, are you breathing during this challenging drill? All right, let's go ahead and get the other side in. All right, so now for your abduction lift test on your other side. So this would be the right leg getting tested now. Your right leg is going to be on the surface, maybe the couch or the chair. The bottom toe is going to be against that chair or that couch in a stable way, so you can really engage it. And you want that toe pressure to be basically right below your top leg. Okay? Then that top leg should basically make a line with your torso, so you're sort of in line there, making sure you're not rolled onto your back, because that'll really make the angles feel weird. So roll right onto the left side of your body. Okay? Very nice. All right. And then just like the other side, we're kind of going through levels here. Just know that this side, the level number might be extremely different than the other side for you. So you might have gotten a 4 on the other side, and this side you might only get a 2. That's fine, and it's really good to note. So again, let me know. All right, so start with that top hand, making some pressure into the floor. Okay. Level 1, can you engage your toes into the wall? You might feel a little shift in your body when you do that, but no pain, okay? That's key. If that's happening, then proceed to level 2. Slowly lift your bottom knee away from the ground, specifically trying to feel your inner thigh, and then maybe also the outside of your hip, but key is that you don't lose pressure with the wall, okay? Level 3, keeping this top leg straight, slowly rotate to get the heel higher than the toe on that top leg, great. If that's happening for you, you're ready for level 4. Floating this top leg, feeling that work in your right glute or your right butt and not in your right lower back. Level 5, can you extend this leg behind you, again without using your lower back and also without bending your knee? Okay? If you made it all the way there with us, nice job. Go ahead, relax down. Okay? So we're going to now get into whatever level you found was where your body's at and hold there for 5 breaths. Now just a note, there's no judgment or ableism going on in terms of how many levels you can get to. The reality is, if you're working at a level 5 when your body is really only ready for a level 2, it's not actually a good exercise for you. What would be a better exercise is to stay at level 2 and help that capacity of your body get better. Okay? Maybe it doesn't need to be said, but I'm gonna say it anyway. All right? Here we go. So this round, let's go slow through the levels and then hold wherever you're at and keep breathing with us. Your spine is straight, pelvis is facing forward, top hand presses into the ground. Level 1, engage that toe pressure with the bottom foot into the surface. Level 2, slowly float this bottom knee away from the ground, feeling your inner thigh specifically. Really got to feel that. Then keep feeling that. For level 3, we're going to rotate that top leg, heel higher than toe. Level 4, that leg lifts off of the surface, feeling that in your glute and not your lower back. Level 5, send that top leg behind you only as far as you can without bending the knee or extending through the back. Hold this position, breathing. Give me 20 seconds of smooth inhales through the nose, smooth exhales through the mouth. Do you still feel that wall surface you're pushing against? Do you still feel the inner thigh on that bottom leg? Do you still not feel your lower back? And relax your body down. Great job. Okay, so final point about levels here. If you were able to get your knee off the ground and internally rotate your top thigh, then we'd say you're at that level 3 where I'm inviting you to continue forward in this class. If your bottom knee was getting off the ground and that was a real challenge, but you couldn't really rotate that top leg without getting into your lower back, then I'd encourage you just to do this final cat-cow with us and then call it a day on this class, and we'll keep chipping away at this capacity, all right? So wherever you're at, note it, and then come on to hands and knees, and let's get a retest of our cat-cow movement. Get this block out of your way, okay? So just checking in on hand pressure, toe pressure, and then feeling about 50% or less contraction in your body, so you have plenty of awareness. Start curling your tailbone under. And likely you're feeling a lot more or different sensations in your body because of that breathing work we just did. So noting whatever you have to notice. Finishing up chin to chest, take a breath cycle here. And then once you're ready, start curling that tailbone in the other direction. Spending some focus on keeping your upper back as still as you can while your pelvis is moving. Good. Very good. Okay, noticing what extension feels like now. Hold that chin up, take a breath cycle. And then let's just make our way into flexion one more time. Curling your tailbone under. Feeling what does it take to keep your upper back and neck still as you segment those lower parts of your spine. Great. And one more time into extension. Realizing that that breath work might have opened up some new space or some new contraction sensations in your body, and you want to notice those. You want to really capitalize on that new. Good. Great stuff. All right, and let that go. All right. So now we're going to continue into a few positions that take us now into an upright shape to continue trying to open up the back, but now do that under a little bit of load and a little bit of stability demand against gravity. So for this first setup, you're going to be in half kneeling with your right leg forward and a little out to the side. Okay, about 45-degree angle, but you definitely don't want to go too far for your pelvis to get dragged over to that side. Okay? Once you're setting up here, feel your body weight center over your left leg, your down leg. Okay? And make a note that you're going to try to keep your body weight on that side as much as you can as we work this. And for now, place your right hand behind your head if that feels doable. Okay? If not, then you can just leave your right hand relaxed. The movement is going to work from your hip, sitting back into your hip, as you grab your right shin with your left hand. Okay, so grab that, use that to turn your chest to the sky, and check, are you still centering your body weight on your left leg? Okay, go ahead, come up out of this for a moment. Okay, that's a weird movement, so we're going to try it a couple times before we hang at the bottom and do some breathing. So again, body weight's on the left leg, send your hips back. As you do, grab your shin and twist your sternum towards the sky, not letting your center of mass come off of that left leg, and then come back up. Okay? This can feel like a real nice stretch in your hips and your lower back, so feel into that stretch. Final rep here, we're going to hold the bottom. Send those hips back, grab your shin, open your chest up, then hold here. Make sure this feels like a challenging but safe feeling position as we fully inhale through the nose and strongly exhale through the mouth. Good. A little shake, a little balance is okay. Keep your body weight centered on that left leg. Give me a couple more breaths. Always inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Good. And let's go ahead, come up out of that. All right. Let's give the other side of your body a little of that love. So right knee down, left foot forward and out. Okay. And then just do a taste test movement. So send those hips back, centering your weight on this right leg. It'll probably feel different. Grabbing your left shin with your right hand to torque your body into a twist. Yeah, there you go, Max. Hand behind the head. And then come right back upright. Okay. This second one, we're going to go right into our hold for breathing. So sit those hips back, grab your shin, micro adjust into the stretch that you might find in your lower back, in your hips on either side, and just breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth here. Good stuff. Couple more. Letting your body sort of figure out this odd shape. And let that go, come up right. All right, okay. So now if that felt like a real challenge and a lot for you to kind of work through, it's kind of complex movement, you could just go back to the first side and hold in that same position, grabbing your shin. We're going to now just offer one upgrade, which is now doing this for reps. Okay, I'll show you how to do it without the weight first, and then how to easily add the weight. So get that weight close if you think you're going to use it. Right leg forward and out to the side, same as before. The right hand now is going to go up over your head as straight as you can, and just realize your arm overhead position might be like that, and that's fine. Okay, so wherever you can get overhead. Okay. And then this time, we're not going to be grabbing the shin. We're more going to be reaching the elbow, that left elbow, towards the ground, but not resting it on the ground. Okay, so let's just start doing some reps. Let each repetition help your body figure it out. So sit those hips back towards your left side, feeling your torso twist towards that top arm, and sitting back as far as you can while feeling stable and strong, and then drive yourself back up. Okay, as you drive up, you're keeping your weight on that left leg. Go ahead and try that again. Sit your hips back on the left side, opening your chest, reaching your arm and reaching your elbow, and back up. Okay, now if you wanted to load this movement, I bet you could guess it's going to go in that top arm. Okay, so again, we're using a lightweight, 3 to 5 pounds to start. Go slow, because that weight might clarify this motion for your body. Help you feel your left side holding you up. Good, and back up. Good. Give me 20 more seconds moving at your pace through this half kneeling windmill movement. Constantly trying to punch the sky with a straight arm, reaching your bottom elbow towards the floor, but knowing you probably won't get there. Continuing to breathe. So if you're noticing you're holding your breath, that's a good giveaway that your body is not quite comfortable with this drill yet. Okay, final rep, really final rep. Continuing to breathe and make your way upright. Great job. All right, you can set that weight down and we're just going to do the same thing on the other side. Okay, now I always want to invite people to do weighted on one side and unweighted on the other side if that's what your body is telling you you're ready for. Okay, that's the key point. All right, so Max, you want to use a weight, you think, on this side? All right. All right, let's do it. So you're going to hold that weight in your left hand if that left leg is out to the side. Okay. And as you get set up, get your left arm up overhead and just notice again that your body weight is on this down leg and it hasn't shifted over to the left side. Okay. Then keep your weight on the right leg as you shift your hips back and turn your torso towards that top arm. Maybe reaching your bottom elbow towards the floor and then back up. As you go back up, you might feel your glute on this leg kind of driving you back up, and that's great stuff. Keep going for reps here, making sure you can still breathe. You're not holding your breath. If you were, I'd invite you to hold that bottom position without the weight and just do breaths there. Good. Okay, keeping that weight on that right leg. Notice I'm not saying sit down onto your right foot because I want your weight to stay roughly on your right knee. Okay, there's a little subtle difference, but it makes a big difference in what muscles show up for you. All right, final repetition here. Taking your time, continuing to breathe. Great, and relax. Nice job. Okay, we're now going to just come up to standing for our final variation of these windmills. All right, so now taking this movement into a standing position, it's going to be a little different actually in terms of which arm you're using and how that twist happens, but we're doing the same job of trying to get into one hip as we come down. So let's start standing, feet about hip width apart. Rotate both toes about 45-degree angle out to the right. Okay, once you get those toes turned, we're going to actually use your left hand overhead here and then start sitting your hips back into that left back part of your hip so it feels like your left leg is really the one holding you up. Notice both knees are bent, and then while you're getting a feel for this movement, do you feel your left inner thigh here, just like we were doing with all that breathing work on the ground? If yes, then go ahead, come back up. If you didn't feel that left inner thigh, then this drill right now is all about you doing reps and trying to find your left inner thigh. Okay, so let's just try one more without the weight. Left arm up overhead. Send those hips back into the left back pocket and try to immediately find your left inner thigh, which is really connecting you all the way to the floor, making you feel stable. Okay, as you come upright, reach that arm up tall. Okay, so we're going to do a set of reps here with the weight if you'd like in that left arm. Press it overhead. Feel your weight shift onto your left foot and then keep shifting that weight onto your left foot as you send your hips back, turn your torso towards that top arm, stand all the way up. Good, and keep going for a few more reps here. Always feeling for that left inner thigh connecting you to the floor. Both knees are bent, so you're not locking out. Although those legs will be pretty straight, especially that left one. Good. Last movement here. Great. Awesome. Bring that weight down. Okay. As you're shaking it out and resting, just a note, I didn't actually make up this movement. This is called a windmill, and it's from sort of strongman time. So think of 1920s, sort of wearing a leopard skin print suit, something like that. This was one of those show-off movements. People would put a big weight over their head, and then show off how strong they were, okay?
We'll do a class in leopard print.
Yeah, we'll do a leopard print class later on. But it's just, I mentioned that because it's very interesting. This is also has been sort of rediscovered more recently by powerlifters looking to make their QL muscles much stronger to help them squat and deadlift more weight. So it's just a kind of a cool place where history found this random seeming movement that actually really helps us work on a specific part of our body, okay? I hope that was enough rest for you. Let's go ahead and try this right side. You can do the first couple without weight. Max has tested this one out, so he knows he's ready to go. Weight shifts onto your right leg. Send those hips back. Feel both knees bent, but look for that right inner thigh connecting you to the floor, and then drive yourself back up tall. Good. Keep going for reps here. And all the way back. If you're struggling with this movement, make sure your toes are turned a little to the left. Okay, I didn't mention that, sorry. And that can make a big difference. All the way up tall. So we're shifting weight back into that right hip, feeling that right inner thigh, feeling your torso turn towards the weight or towards that top arm. Final repetition. And all the way up tall. Good. Go ahead, bring that weight down, set it down, and relax. We're going to close and seal up this class with just one final rep of cat-cow to, again, see how things are going. So find that hands-knees position. Find 50% effort in both feet, both hands. And we're just going to do one rep here. So go slow, tune in, start curling your tailbone under. Finding what muscles on the front of your body help pull you into that shape. Good stuff. Finish up with your chin to your chest and just note here how it feels. And then keep your upper back still as you send your tailbone behind you into extension. Great work. Going slow so you can notice. Moving only at the speed of your awareness. Great. All right, team. Very nice job. Going to go ahead and leave it there. Let me know any notes or observations and especially what level you got to with that abduction lift test. All right. Have a great rest of your day.